which Clancy did, escorting them through many corridors until he finally paused at a door. "Gentlemen, the Oval Office." He opened the door and led the way in. The President was in his shirt sleeves, working his way through a mound of paperwork. The President and Blake were sitting on one side of the large coffee table, with Dillon, Ferguson and Miller on the other. There was coffee available on a sideboard, and they had all helped themselves at the President's invitation. Ferguson sipped some of his coffee. "Trying times, Mr. President." "Afghanistan troubles me greatly. The casualties mount relentlessly, yet we can't just abandon them," the President said. "I agree," Ferguson told him. The President glanced at Blake. "What were those Vietnam statistics again?" "At its worst, 400 dead a week and 4 times as many wounded," Blake told him. 2,000 casualties a week. Miller shook his head. "It wasn't sustainable." "Which was why we got out," the President said. "But what the hell do we do now? We have a large international army, excellent military personnel, backed up by air support and missiles. It should be no contest, and yet—" Harry Miller put in, "There's precedent, Mr. President. During the 1840s, at the height of its empire, Britain sent an army of 16,500 into Afghanistan to take Kabul. Only one man returned with his life, a regimental doctor. I've always believed the Afghans were sending a message by allowing him to live." "My God," the President said softly. "I never heard that story." "To Afghans, family comes first and then the tribe," Miller told him. "But they will always fight together to defend Afghanistan itself against an invader." "And that's us," Dillon put in. "And they don't like it. And now, even young men of Afghan extraction who are born in Britain end up joining the fight." The President turned to Ferguson. "That's what was in your report. Tell me more." Ferguson said, "Are you familiar with Major Giles Roper, a member of my staff in London?" "We haven't met, but I know of him. Once a great bomb disposal expert, until an explosion put him in a wheelchair." "Yes. Well, he's since become the king of cyberspace. There's nothing he can't make his computers do. And sometimes that means he can listen in to battlefield chat in Afghanistan. The people flying with the Taliban come from such a wide number of countries that English has sometimes become the language of communication." Miller said, "It's interesting to hear the voices. Yorkshire accents, many from Birmingham, Welsh, Scots." "That's incredible," the President said. "But true. Young British-born Muslims are being recruited by doctrinaire preachers who not only encourage them to go, but also offer plane tickets and a training camp, all courtesy of Al-Qaeda, who then introduce them to the Taliban," Miller added. "It's an awfully big adventure when you're 18 or so." "Just like joining the army," Dillon murmured. Ferguson glanced at him, but the President carried on. "You know, there are many good people who advocate we withdraw and continue this as a long-range war." "Airstrikes, cruise missiles, drones," Blake said. Ferguson replied, "With respect, too often that can result in an indiscriminate attack on civilian targets. Terrorism can only be countered by a resolute anti-terrorism campaign that pulls no punches." "I take your point." The President nodded. "But let's ask an expert." He turned to Dillon. "I've been informed of your past, Mr. Dillon. You must have an opinion. Share it with us." "General Ferguson is right. The successful revolutionary blends with the people, which is why, with these British Muslim imports, American and British forces in Afghanistan can't be certain who is the enemy. Which we counter by joining with Afghan army units ourselves.